I've been on the conscious spiritual journey for over 50 years. I say that because 50 years ago is when I started to open up. I haven't always been conscious, but that's when it started. Reason why I say that is during that time I've read many books and talked to many people and attended gatherings, and I've come to realize that my path has gotten very simple. My awareness of my path has gotten very simple. It's almost like it started off really broad and is now narrowed down to some really basic principles of life and that I follow now. And it's as if I had to go through all that to get to here. One of those principles that I boiled life down to is that I am the thinker of my own thoughts, and that I can choose to think how I want to think. Just this morning, I really felt the impact of that, how profound that really is. I mean, many of us heard that many times. We've read it in books, we've heard it in conversations, yada, yada, yada. We're the thinker of our own thoughts. But when I say or realize that I am the thinker of my own thoughts, I am the thinker of my own thoughts, that makes it very powerful, or the realization of that is very powerful as to what is really going on, because I am, meaning all that is, or source, or God, am an extension of that source energy, and therefore when I think, it is I am thinking. It is God thinking, if you will. It is the universe thinking. So when I say things like, I am stupid, or I am unworthy, or whatever follows I am, we create. I mean, it starts with a thought, which seems pretty harmless at times. But when we repeat those thoughts, they create energy. I mean, a thought is a form of energy. So when we say, I am, when I am unworthy, for example, that's a very powerful statement. And when we repeat that over life, I mean, we get these thoughts when we're children. We get the program when we're young. And we develop that over our lives, and we don't even know that we're doing it. It's most often unconscious, but by repeating these thoughts, they create a feeling. I mean, thoughts are a form of energy, but when you create and you continue on these thoughts, that increases the energy of these thoughts, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And what starts to happen then is we start to attract like thoughts and like experience that relate to those thoughts. Very powerful. So it goes from thought to feeling, because thoughts, you can't have a feeling without a thought behind it. And those thoughts, well, actually there's more to that than meets the eye, but let's just, for the sake of this line of thinking, thoughts create feelings, feelings create emotions, and all that combined creates our life, creates an identity, creates a belief system, and we create our life based on this identity and belief system. So that simplifies things for me. It almost takes spirituality, so to speak, out of the equation. and puts the ball in my court. It helps me to take 100% ownership of my life, that when I experience thoughts, feelings, or emotions, or when I experience certain environmental changes, whether it's drama or certain, people or what have you, I have an accident, so to speak, I'm attracting and creating it all. So, getting back to my point, I am the thinker of my life. And it's true. I am. And that I am is us. And we are very, very powerful. And it's a very powerful process. So when we're thinking a certain way, it behooves us to inquire and go, why am I thinking this way? And why don't I change that? Why don't I change my perception? And that's what I've come to understand after all this time is, I'll experience something and I'm on it real quick. And that's the big difference. Whereas before I would let stuff go for a long period of time. Whereas now I don't let myself get away with as much as I used to. So that's all I want to say about that. I am the thinker of my thoughts. I am the thinker of my own reality. I'm the thinker of my life. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.